Let me take you back to the 1990s. I was minus 14 years old, and a little company called Sega had just created Sonic. Unknown to them, it would become a legendary pop culture icon, and many years later, a laughingstock. Let's dive into how Sonic fell so far from grace. The year is 1980-something, and Nintendo reigned over all console manufacturers. However, a little company in Japan called Sega started development on their second major console, the motherfrickin' Sega Genesis. And unknown to Nintendo or Sega, they would spark one of the biggest console wars ever seen. Sega needed a mascot for their console. Originally, they went with Alex Kidd, which is a very weird mascot. Seriously, who buys a console for fucking Alex Kidd? And as they kept drafting more and more, they came up with a little blue hedgehog called Sonic. And in 1991, Sonic 1's development began. Now, I'm not going to go over everything, so let's just skip to when it was released in America. In June 23rd, 1991, Sonic 1 released. Sega began 1991 on a goddamn warpath with tons of attack ads against Nintendo. Mario became something cool to something for babies. Imagine if today we'd have Xbox ads just slamming PlayStation. In 1992, Sega was beating Nintendo in console and video game sales. And after the success of Sonic 1, the writing was on the wall that there was going to be a sequel. And 1 year later, the sequel released, and Jesus Christ, it was amazing, with a new sidekick, amazing levels, beautiful music, and it just looked sensational. After Sonic 2, they did 2 more sequels to the Genesis, Sonic 3 and Sonic & Knuckles. Sonic 3 was quite rushed due to a McDonald's deadline, no joke, look it up, so they had to split the game into 2 titles because they were way too ambitious with what they wanted to be. However, the standard formula for Sonic games worked pretty well. If you knew your levels, you could blast through them in seconds. Sonic had comic books and even TV shows. He no longer became the underdog, he was the king. But then, in 1996, the N64 released. The N64 marked a change in gaming, from 2D sprites to super cool 3D. 3D was the future, and Sonic was stuck in the past. Sega had begun to create a 3D Sonic game before then called Sonic X-treme, but its development was fucking terrible. To explain why, we need to look at the history of Sega's consoles. We all know about the Genesis, but to stay on top, Sega made some add-ons to their console. They added the Sega CD, which makes the Genesis more beefier. They added the 32X 2 years later, which made it even more beefier. And as the 32X released in America, the Sega Saturn released in Japan, which led to Sonic X-treme's development cycle being devastating, which led to an entire console generation going without a major Sonic title. Years passed, and Sega released some spin-offs for the Saturn. They were alright, but it was clear Sega had to do something to keep pace with Nintendo. As Nintendo made great title after great title, Sega just stagnated. However, in 1998, Sega released Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast. Now, Sonic Adventure was great, however, in my opinion, it wasn't as good as the 2D Sonic titles. It was clear that Sonic Team had to do some tweaking to get Sonic working just right in 3D, something that they would never achieve more than 20 years later. However, Sonic Adventure added cutscenes, tons of playable characters, and an actually pretty good story. After Sonic Adventure came Sonic Adventure 2, logically, and it was pretty much the same, but just a little bit worse. Then, a switch happened. No, not the Nintendo console. In 2001, Sega said they weren't making any consoles anymore, due to, well, not so great console sales. Sega continued to make Sonic titles throughout the next couple years, however they weren't any major titles. The most notable would be Sonic Advance for the Game Boy Advance, which was an awesome game by the way. Sega team staff had been cut from 120 to just 11 people. In 2003, Sega released Sonic Heroes, and you're probably expecting me to come down on this game with a might of mean words, but it's actually pretty good. Many point to Sonic Heroes as the start of the Sonic Dark Ages, but I don't see it. For me, the Dark Age of Sonic began on its darkest title yet, Shadow the Motherfucking Hedgehog. Some part of me thinks that Sega made this ironically, but I don't think they have a bone of irony in their body. And it didn't do too well critically. Okay, it didn't do well critically at all. And how the hell did it get any worse than this? Sonic 2006. This game is a bigger disappointment than me. I mean, what was Sonic Team thinking? Okay, yeah, that explains it. The year is 2004, the year I was born. Sonic hit a deal with Microsoft saying, yo, we can make this game by 2006. So development began. They wanted the game to be a lot more cinematic than the other games in the series, even more so than Sonic Adventure. So they went with a more realistic art style to fit this, and they made Sonic love a human girl, what the fuck. Then the Wii is announced, and its specs are looking a bit, shit. So Sonic Teams decide to split the already small team they have to work on a Wii title. What is that Wii title? We don't talk about that Wii title. The game had zero quality control, meaning bugs were rampant, with long load times, a story that leaned a bit to the bestiality side, and Jesus Christ, the bugs. After Sonic 06, we saw some spin-offs for a couple years, and then in 2008, Sonic Unleashed was unveiled, and well, it's just a little bit strange. Basically, in the day, you're a regular 3D terrible Sonic, but at night, you're this werehog? What the fuck? Sonic Unleashed sold quite well, but critics panned the game. So after Unleashed, you're thinking, okay, how bad does it get? But then it starts to get good for Sega. Then it starts to get fucking amazing. With Sonic 4 returning to formula and Sonic Colors being absolutely amazing, Sonic Generations being sort of great but not that great, it seems that Sonic was going to return to his former legacy. Then the mediocre Sonic Lost Worlds came out, but fans were still hopeful that the newest Sonic title that had been teased would finally put Sonic back to where he was in the 90s. The game was Sonic fucking Boom. Sonic Boom has tied the worst Christmas gift of 2014 with the Nice Jewish Guy's calendar. Sonic Boom was released on the Wii U and everyone pretty much hated it. So what went wrong with this one? The game was meant to be built on CryEngine 3, yes, the one that runs on Crysis, and would be an exclusive for the Wii U. The problem with CryEngine 3 on the Wii U is that the Wii U isn't very powerful. I'm pretty sure a bunch of potatoes is more powerful than the Wii U. So most of the development time was spent trying to fix the game before release, and the result isn't that good. Okay, but it's gotta get better after Sonic Boom, right? Sonic's fandom has always been extremely passionate about the game, creating amazing fan games that rival even Sega's development team. One of these fan game makers, called Christian Whitehead, made a Sonic CD iPhone port. Whitehead pitched a game to Sega, and they published it in 2011. And later on, they started development of Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania was a return to formula, and whilst not being a main title in the series, it's still fantastic. I can't understate enough how goddamn beautiful and great this game is, with classic levels from original Sonic titles and speed being the main goddamn focus. It's just so goddamn good. After Sonic Mania, fans were excited for the next Sonic game. Could it be even better? Maybe they figured out 3D. In 2017, they got their answer, and it was a no. Sonic Forces was a bland, boring Sonic title, with lackluster controls, a bad story, and it's just not fun. The game is extremely short, with one guy beating the game in 2 hours and then refunding it on Steam. The game isn't that terrible, it's just mediocre, which is so disappointing. And this is at the heart of why Sonic has fell so far. In the 1990s, Sonic represented counterculture, stuff like WWE and MTV. It seems every time Sega wanted to make a grand new return to the Sonic franchise, it was plagued with issues in development. Sonic in 3D just doesn't work as well as Sonic in 2D. I hope that one day Sonic Team will figure out how to make Sonic work in this 3D environment, but it seems Sonic has been so inconsistent in his titles that he is a shadow of his former self. This is probably the longest video I've ever made, and I've wanted to do a Sonic video for quite a long time, so hopefully it lives up to the expectation. If you want to know about videos coming out, then you can join my Discord server. I post regular updates on what type of stuff I'm doing in the future. You can get gifs of cool stuff that I've made, or even talk to me, which isn't really a perk. I also have YouTube memberships, which if you pay like a small fee, you get to see videos early, you get to have all of these perks on screen, and it's just great. I'm also going to start doing post-video streams, so currently if you're watching this video whilst it's coming out, there'll be a stream, and I'll probably be playing Sonic Mania, because I love Sonic Mania. So you can talk to me there, have a little Q&A, stuff like that. But anyway, I've been Steinful, you've been you, hopefully, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully it's about Pokemon. Goodbye.